don't miss any of my new videos, like this video and leave me a comment below. And also check out my online courses if you need to improve your Excel and finance skills. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're going to learn how to think through and solve a finance case study, the type very frequently given in technical finance interviews or coursework in universities. By the end of this video, you will understand how to solve a case study and give a recommendation at the end. Okay, let's get started. So first off, the setup for almost all case studies is the same. You're given some sort of information set of facts about a company, and they're usually at some sort of critical juncture in the history of the company where they need to make some new decision, start some new thing, make some change in the company, make a decision about some thing that they're considering. So you're given all of their facts, and you're supposed to analyze them. Usually you build some sort of a financial plan, like an income statement, and then you give a recommendation at the end. And that's where you can kind of put your own flavor on it, talking more about strategy or risk or some of those more qualitative metrics as well as your analysis. So here's a set of facts that I made up for a finance case study, but this is very typical and it encapsulates the key concepts. So in this situation, we are a SaaS company. So we are some kind of software platform, and we sell our platform as a service. So we are considering a partnership with another company. They want to use our software platform, white label it, meaning take our name off of it, and then sell it to their clients. So basically use our technology but sell it. And then what we would ultimately do is we would have a revenue share between the two of us. And we're trying to figure out if we think that is an interesting proposal and if we should move forward with it. So, the price per customer, this other business, is going to sell it to their customers at $40,000 a year. They then will pay us 40% of that revenue, and that will be our share of the revenue. And then they have said that they expect in the first year of operations, they could onboard 2 customers. Then in year 2, 25, in year 3, 100, and then in year 4, 150. So let's just put that in right here. 2, 25, what did I say, 100 and 150, okay? So then we estimate that the cost in terms of support reps for each customer account of this white labeled platform is $2,000 a year. So $2,000 per account. And then we think the hosting costs, that would be like Amazon Web Services and different hosting applications, is $500 a year per new customer. And then finally, they've given us, we've estimated that we would need to basically open a small new office for this team that's going to be in charge of white labeling our platform and supporting it. So the new office is $75,000 a year. The payroll for the white label team is, if we're excluding the support reps, is $600,000 a year. That's like the fixed overhead payroll. And then the upfront investment, which is the CapEx of the white labeling platform, we're going to need to invest $750,000 before we can basically sell this platform to a third party as a service. So this is our CapEx. It's the upfront investment. So we've been asked to find, and again, with finance case studies, you're always basically solving for the exact same metrics. So once you see this, you'll see that you basically are doing the same math every time, but there's just small variations in the initial numbers that they give you. So you're solving for revenue, cost of goods sold, gross profit, operating expenses, operating income, net income. So the whole income statement, you want to basically build it. And we can do that. But one thing that will be definitely missing is, first off, depreciation. We're going to have to calculate depreciation because we have a CapEx investment. So there'll be some assets that we're needing to depreciate. And then the next thing is the basically P&L versus cash analysis. So when you're thinking about the income statement, anytime you're buying assets and depreciating them, the cash impacts will be different than the net income. So you want to break down the difference in your analysis. And that's going to be very typical in all finance case studies. So let's kind of get started and look at these initial points here. So first off, we have some of the initial information. So let's put some of the years in. Year 1. Okay, so year 2. And we can probably just drag this forward. Year 2, year 3, year 4, and space it out. Okay, so now I always like to put some nice, and if you can, try to use Excel without the mouse. So Control B, bold, Control U, underline, Alt H, and now I'm going to hit AC to center it. AC. And the more you can do without a mouse, here, Shift down arrow, Control C, Shift right arrow, Control V. It makes you faster, and it will also show your interviewer that you have good Excel skills. And if you have strong Excel skills coming right out of college, it makes you much more valuable because you might not have as much experience, but at least you have the technical background to be really productive. So if you don't know how to use Excel without the mouse, I actually have a course that teaches mouse-free Excel. Check it out in the description below. It could really help. Anyway, so let's get back to the video. So the next, support rep cost per account. So here's what we're trying to differentiate. Is this in the cost of sales or the operating expenses? Well, the cost is per account, so it's directly tied to the revenue. So we know in this case, this is going to be cost of sales. And hosting cost per account, again, a direct cost. For each individual additional account that we have, we need to pay for more hosting. But what about Office? Office, that's an operating expense. That's going to be flat every year. So is the overall overhead payroll for white label team, and the CapEx is only one time. So we know this stuff is going to be in the operating expenses. In the CapEx, let's just insert a row so it can kind of be in its own section. Okay, so I'm actually going to move down one row and check this out. Go here, click View, freeze panes, and that's going to make it so that no matter where I go, I don't lose my titles in the top row. Okay, so let's start. First, let's find the revenue. So the revenue is going to be the number of clients we have, of course,